Oh! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, God!
Hi and welcome to Unclean Sheet. We're back with another match prediction, and today we're going to be talking about Manchester Derby. And today we have with ourselves Sean, who's a United fan, and Ritvik, who is a Man City fan. We had a hard time finding a Man City fan in Mumbai.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a question straight at you guys. Who do you think is gonna win the Derby and why? Starting with Ritvik. Who do you think?
No, you start with Sean. No, he's away.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with Sean.
I think it's silly to be super optimistic for a United fan at this point. It's a huge improvement from last season, but nowhere at the levels that City currently are. So I think it's fair to say that I think I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, optimistically over there. I'm just not getting ahead of myself. We've seen the form that City currently are in. They're probably better than what Liverpool was last year. And it's okay to give respect where it's due. So yeah.
What do you think, Ritvik? Who do you think is gonna win?
So for me, if you ask, firstly, I would like to say we were so bottom of we were thinking we shouldn't be thinking about Premier League this season at the start of the season, and then after I guess 13 games or something after Tottenham lost, we have won 28. We are 28 unbeaten games, 13 Premier League unbeaten consecutive wins. I mean, these achievements, even in our 100-point season, weren't no City fan would have thought we would have achieved that. For me, it's I'm pretty sure City are gonna win, and it's for me. I know Bruno is a threat, of course, but for me, I know it's gonna be an easy win for us.
An easy win. I mean,
give a number to it.
Yeah.
That's
it's a bit too cocky, but then
you're being a little cocky. I'm not gonna.
But 14 points.
No, it's okay.
Here,
Give us a number.
What number comes between 2 and 4? Beetlejuice.
25.
It's like a 3-0 or whatever. What's a
No, predictions will be in the end. No, I'm just talking about. Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from because City has been
14 points clear. I mean, of course.
Yeah. City has been spanking every team like Ray J spanked Kim Kardashian in that video.
Oh, fuck, really?
Ole has a history of not performing against Big Six. I mean, he puts a handbrake against performing against him like he's in Tokyo Drift or something, and he's playing against Pep Diesel in the Manchester Derby. What do you think about it, Sean? Do you think he's being a little too scared going against these Big Six teams to not drop too many points?
I think he's taken a very different approach to the season, and I mean that's also why the same team which last year looked like we'd finish 7th is finishing probably 2nd this year. We've obviously not at the level. I think we still are missing at least 3 players, to get into that league of what City are this year and what Liverpool were last year. So I can understand why he's a little defensive about it. He's also a newer manager. He's not Pep has been at some of the biggest clubs in the world. I think Mourinho at Spurs has been there for the longest time. Thomas at Chelsea again for a really long time. Ole is still new to this business, so it's okay for him to be making these mistakes as long as we grind out the smaller wins and an attack wins you games, but defense gets you titles. And I think there's a big improvement. So I think from where we were last year, I think I'm fine. So I'm okay with us struggling against the bigger teams for now. Should change in the future, but for now it's okay.
But don't you think it's a little too negative for a big club like United, who hasn't won a trophy, who are known for being a serial trophy winners, probably one of the biggest clubs in England? I mean, United trophy has been collecting dust since past 3 years, and even the dust has been sacked, but Ole hasn't been sacked.
mean, see, that's how like you keep doing this like shit. You end up like Chelsea then, where you're just firing. You have more managers than like trophies or whatever. I think United have always had this philosophy of sticking by their manager. We had one manager for 26 years, and he won more than probably what like the next 5 clubs together have. And yeah, like as of now, I don't know if Ole is currently here, if he is the man for the future. But I mean, like, just looking back at where we were not so long ago, like if you look back at last December, it was a scary time to be a United fan. Definitely major improvement, which is why I'm okay. It's cool. Like let the dust collect for now. It won't be collecting for very long.
Optimistic. Speaking of, I mean, coming back to the City fan, which we had to dig and find out. And you guys had a very dodgy start at this. I mean, at the beginning of the season, it literally felt like how we used to feel as kids when we used to sleep on the couch and used to wake up on the bed, and we're like, how did we reach here? I mean, how does it feel to be probably arguably one of the best teams in Europe, and definitely the best team in the league?
Best team, arguably, no. We are like.
I mean, you
there
guys.
in Europe.
I mean, the title is probably
Okay.
yours already. I mean, but
Yeah.
arguably the best in the Europe for now.
Yeah, but currently, yes. For me, if I think about this, it's very similar to the 100-point season, and I feel it'll be quite a comfortable, because the way we are playing right now, what we needed back then, even if we had company and everyone, we also had Demichelis at that time. He used to get injured. He used to play against Rashford his debut season, and we had a dodgy defense. Edison was always, the moment he came, he was always the best. Bravo, a bit shaky, but he was there. But we had a dodgy defense. Stones turning up to big games with Diaz Diaz is only 23 and he's bossing the defense like it's his. Can you say it's his first season in the Premier League? He's bossing the defense with Stones, and I think more than our attack, our defense is the main factor why we are like 14 points clear. And I'm just missing Aguero because from the start, like I thought he'll come back and everything, but even without Aguero, false nine is working out, and sometimes Jesus plays, but false nine with Sterling up front works like the best. And then after a point, the results and everything.
Speaking of Aguero, do you think it's fair how City is letting go club legend, probably one of the best strikers the Premier League has ever seen? And I mean,
If I'm being complete,
he ended City's title drought. I don't know which lasted for I don't know how many years. Do you think it's unfair for Aguero?
No, it's fair on his side that he's thinking about something big or something like thinking about the next chapter of his life. But as a City fan, for me, I'm gonna miss Aguero so much. He will be a club legend, but he's the reason why I'm so into football. I'm a striker as well, and I want to be like him. Just perform at this stage, at that stage. He's a club legend, of course, for us, and for City fans, he's like Messi or Ronaldo for Barca and for Madrid or United, whatever you want to say. But I know like letting him go would be tough. But if he wants the next move, I guess we did that to Company, Silva and Yaya Toure. So I guess it will be just end of that phase.
I mean, that guy wants to stay, but
No. That will never be the case. That if he wants to stay until we win the UCL. He has said that, and if he wants to stay, I guess I'm pretty sure Pep is like he will want Aguero to stay. Of course, we all want Aguero to stay, but then links have been there, and I guess he might be moving next year. Might be, I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a good chance he will be one of the passengers to that chase for Champions League title. Do you think you can win CL this season.
Can Sean answer it?
Can
please,
Sean?
first?
Yeah, please, Sean. Can you
Yeah.
answer us? Can United win?
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, what? Can you repeat that?
Never
Can
mind.
Man
There
City-
seems to be some audio problem from Sean's side.
Okay.
Coming back to you, do you think you can win Champions League this season?
Oh, okay.
I mean, Sean is sitting in some country from Europa, so I think that's the issue. And, do you think you're gonna win
Sean,
CL?
am I audible?
Yeah. All good.
So can we win the UCL this season?
City, yeah, definitely a chance. It's going to be it's difficult because I think one of the biggest things about the Champions League is not always the best team wins it.
Of
We've
course,
seen it a
yeah.
couple tough times. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, City are definitely right up there. But I mean, also I think there are some like other
Really good.
powerhouses in Europe who are scary.
Hmm.
Bayern Munich, for example, have like absolutely no weakness. They probably do everything that City does 2 levels stronger, just because of this. And also, I mean, I think the only thing City is better than is squad depth. So yeah, it definitely makes it easy for City also with the Premier League almost wrapped up for them. They can, I think, focus on that. But yeah, I definitely see them like making a good run to the semis and then looking forward from there. Yeah.
I mean,
Going to
like,
Champions League.
if you ask me, it's more of Bayern who are the favorites since they recently won the 6-0
course.
and
After Leroy Sané, of course.
yeah, sure. Yes, Leroy Sané who left City to win trophies, and then that guy won a 6-0. Liverpool has won it 6 times. You guys won it thrice. City hasn't won it. But you guys were on a run. You guys were like the fans were calling themselves the title contenders after that run. But that title race faded away quicker than Upin Patel's career.
This is a murder.
But I mean, is it about money? Because City has spent 500 million, so has United. There's been a recent stat which shows that both the teams have spent equally. Where did it go wrong, Sean? Where did United's title race go wrong?
Honestly, this year, like, if I don't know who these United fans are you've met, I think there's some really silly fans if you thought that we were in for the title. Yes, we were on top of the league. Yeah, we were on top of the league, but I mean, City always had played 2 games less than us. They were always ahead of us. And yeah, like squad depth, we are not where City are at. I mean, where City have been spending for many, many years over now, which is why also probably like, I don't know, like which year was it that Roberto Mancini came? Like before that, City were like not a club. Like the City fans you see today were like Chelsea fans or Arsenal fans who are now just fed up and moved somewhere else. And I mean, which is why it's also difficult still to find them, right? Like you'll not find someone who's been supporting Manchester City for the past 20 years.
You found one.
But you'll find someone
in
20
India
years?
in India
20
no,
years
but
is unlikely, yeah.
in England, you know, there are many fans. More
No,
than
I mean, you
20.
have to go to like Manchester, like city of Etihad to like
No, in
search for someone.
England
But
in
yeah,
general, but
yeah. But like they by far have the smallest like fan base over there. They are also the smallest club in terms of like a bunch of things. Trophies are one thing, fan base,
smallest
commercials, and everything. Yeah. No, not
really
smallest compared to the others. When you compare
compared
a
to
lot of
others
the other
who
clubs,
United and
United, Liverpool, Barcelona,
Arsenal.
Real Madrid.
Invincible! 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 Invincibles! Invincible! Invincible! Invincible!
Bayern Munich.
They're smaller than Arsenal.
Arsenal at one point were like
Nah,
really
trophy
incredible.
wise, they're bigger than
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I lost where the question was exactly. I just drifted out.
Where did it go wrong for
But yeah,
United
United
this
go wrong.
season?
No. So we were never like, I think any realistic United fan would know that we were never really gunning for the trophy. We obviously tried our best. Definitely came short. I think at the start of the season, if you ask United fan, will you take top 4 this season? He would say yes. This year, now that you're telling us that okay, we will like hopefully finish second and grab like hopefully like be in the contention for 2 other trophies. I think yeah, I would happily take it. A second place finish with either the FA Cup or the Europa Cup, like yeah, that's okay. Like I'm okay with that right now.
But I mean, Not just this season though. I mean, Liverpool, who were in complete shambles, Klopp came, he rebuilt them, he got them a PL title, a CL title. I mean, United, as an Arsenal fan who has been like our team, my team has been degrading every season.
Oh, you are an us.
But how? I mean, what's wrong with United? Why aren't they like even after the pump of money? After a few managers, why are they not being back to where they used to be?
I think it's like a lot of bad management from the club rather than the managers. I think we've got three managers who've played extremely different styles of football, from which I think Ole's is the only one that actually suits the way United would play, which is why I believe the next manager, whoever comes in, should be a build-up from this. Like Louis Van Gaal, who was like fond of his whole sideways passing possession game. Jose Mourinho, who loved counter-attacking right from the back. Now we've got like Ole Gunnar, who's like wanting to go tiptoe with teams and stuff, press them high up over there. So like
I was
extremely
just
different
thinking.
styles. Yeah.
I was just thinking what was going through Ferguson's mind when he appointed Moyes.
Yeah, I mean Moyes, like again, like Moyes, good manager here. I mean, we can see what he's doing with West Ham this year. It's phenomenal.
Everton,
Really good.
when he
But
was
then
at
again, like
Everton.
there is something about like there are a lot of players and managers who will do it at a small club. You'll see a lot of them who will go to Burnley.
Bloody talking about Burnley. It's always bloody Burnley. I can't believe it.
Since you spoke about Sir Alex Ferguson, if this is going to be a debate, I would say, but if Pep stays at City for a while, would he win as long as Alex Ferguson did? Would he win as many trophies as Alex Ferguson did, and would he be hailed as the best manager? I mean, as much as Alex Ferguson is hailed.
Yeah. I think I'll let Ritvik start with this and then I'll
Sure.
add on.
No, you start.
मैं दिखाऊं क्या? दिखाना. देख मैं दिखा दूंगा. दिखाना. अरे मैं दिखा दूंगा.
Pep Guardiola, good manager, yes. Greatest of all time, I don't think so, and I have very strong reasons for it. Alex Ferguson took over a team that was facing relegation. He has built three teams in the time who have been like absolute, like three generations of team. He's built teams around 18 and 19-year-old kids from England. Won like trophies with them, always stayed boss, won the treble and stuff. Pep Guardiola has shown that he cannot perform without a strong injection of money. There is no other manager in the world who's been allowed to change three goalkeepers in a span of 2 seasons just because he didn't like them. Joe Hart was, I think he was a youth academy player, if I'm not wrong. Support that Guardiola requires is amazing. I think he will only get that at a handful of clubs. I think after City, if he ever decides to leave, I think the only destination for him could be PSG. Can Guardiola go to FC Porto and win the Champions League over there? Doubtful.
If by tomorrow you did not bring back my money, I will skin you alive. I'll throw you.
So after he left, like Ferguson just made their strengths look so good that players looked like that. Like the oppositions were like, wow, Tom Cleverley, freaking amazing guy. Like Danny Welbeck, probably like the next Neymar or whatever he was at the time, as a 19-year-old kid.
There were so many players back then that they have reached the best level that they have, and it's under Pep Guardiola. Be it Kimmich at Bayern, he's the best now, and it was all Pep Guardiola, and he was building it. So for me, money factor, of course, being a City fan, it's people say it's so easy, you can buy any player you want. I know that's always been the case, but even if we choke at some small games, they are quick to abuse us on this, that we have the money and we still don't do it. It's not about the money in general. Players in general, they have to have that chemistry. Stones and Diaz right now, they haven't played with each other at any level, not even England against Portugal. But right now, when they play, they score, both of them, they score and they celebrate firstly with each other, then with the team. To have that chemistry, and Pep with working with all the young players and also the legends, and to have that chemistry in the club, what we have, I guess right now most managers can't do that. Ferguson was one to do that. Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, Giggs, of course, Nani, Ronaldo, and everyone, Rooney. But they were what we had in Silva, Aguero, Yaya Toure, and company, and all that, that chemistry. And to have that legends and also young new players included in our team, I won't say Pep will obviously cross the level of Ferguson, but I guess he will definitely be one of the greatest to be managing the Premier League
Yeah,
club.
I think the only thing over there is that we've seen, I think Pep spent not more than like 5 years at every club. How long has he been at City now? I think 3 years.
4 years.
4 years. We've been, and I think at Bayern it was again a pretty short. I think a 4 year, 3 or 4 year period.
3 years.
And again at 3 years. Okay.
I think.
And at Barca, I think was slightly longer. I think 5 years. I'm not sure how long it was. But I think Pep has also shown that, like, I mean, he needs that break, and he has moved to different teams. If he stays at City for the next 5 years, I think like he could end up as probably their greatest manager for a very long time. Will he stay for the next 5 years is a very important
question. Is the question. And seeing at his record, I guess it's he thinks of sabbatical after
he does.
Yeah.
I am not unemployed. I'm on sabbatical.
We're gonna have a combined 11 for the derby, and starting with the goalkeeper. I know Sean is a big fan of De Gea, but who would you pick?
I was too. Trust me, he's a beast. De Gea is a beast. But
no, I'm on a De Gea level there. I have been a very strong De Gea fan for
Still.
Yeah, I tell you even why I'll argue with that is because right now, if with that Manchester City team, I think if I played in goal, I would manage to get a couple of clean sheets.
Why did you sign like we have Stones and Diaz, of course, but why did you sign Maguire then? You spent 75 million on a centre back, then you can.
So that's a different argument. I'm like losing out on the centre back argument. I'm not even arguing about that. I'm saying, your
defense has to be.
Yeah, your defense is phenomenally better than ours. City's defense is way, at least their
but at the same time, you spend something on like 28 million on Shaw, then Bailly, of course, and then right back Wan-Bissaka. You guys pretty sorted defense. I don't think is the problem there. Still no results though. I mean,
your defenders must have like 25 kids each, blood, because there's no protection, blood.
Moving on to the centre backs. I mean, this one is pretty obvious, but
yeah, I'm not fighting on this one. I think it's okay to let go of both my centre backs here right now. I think centre back is a very crucial position for United right now. I think we definitely need one. We need a centre back like a Ruben or a Van Dijk to come in. Hopefully we manage to identify a player like that, and yeah, I'm giving up both the centre back positions. It's okay.
I think we'll have Ruben Diaz and Harry Maguire. So if Diaz gets tired, he can open up the fridge and have a Pepsi or something.
How about Cancelo for right back? Cancelo can also play left back. We have to see that factor. Wan-Bissaka can't play left back and then do the same thing. So Cancelo for right back and left back, we all know. Like this season, he has also Stones type. So sure, for me. And
I believe Shaw right now is probably the best left back in the league. He's looked a better attacker than Rashford on the wing sometimes, which is scary. And I have completely gone from being a real Shaw hater to like an absolute Shaw. Really happy with the guy. I think Shaw is pretty cemented for this position.
We're gonna play. We forgot what manager would our team have? Ole or
Quite simple there. Ask me this question 26 years ago and should have been different.
Let's go CDM.
Okay, what manager are we picking? Pep or Ole?
Pep. Yeah. Pep. There's no doubt about it.
Name one midfielder that will walk into that team according to
KDB.
There are two midfielders who will definitely walk into it. Two will definitely walk into it. The third one will be a debate.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that City is a Big Six team and Brunomemes doesn't perform against Big Six, he just one penalty against a very weak Big Six side.
Okay.
I think
but
even
I have a question there. Is the league won by like playing big six teams, or are you like winning by
No,
playing
no,
all
no.
the remaining 19 teams?
I'm not talking about
Because
that.
Bruno Fernandes has 15 goals
He's
this
he's
season for a midfielder. Yeah, he has turned the way this team looks completely. So I mean, like you can go on about like big six. Yeah, the fact that he bought PSG to the knees doesn't count, I'm guessing. But yeah, like in this team, like you cannot have a midfield right now in the Premier League without Bruno Fernandes. He's become that indispensable. I don't believe he is technically as good as KDB. I'm happy to admit that KDB is probably the more talented footballer. But the mentality with which Bruno gets on the field, the passion, the focus with which he's just determined towards scoring or something, unparalleled. I have not seen that probably since like a Cristiano or something at United. It's extremely rare.
I personally don't rate Bruno a lot. I mean, I love that guy. He plays good. He has a lot of assists. 15 of those goals you spoke of, nine or 8 of them are penalties. And if Bruno starts performing against big teams where it matters to perform, I'll probably start rating that guy. And
See, I'll tell you why it's simple with you over there. It's because you're an Arsenal fan again.
not
Like
true. That's not true.
Like you've got like midfielders who want to like you'll rate a guy if he makes 5 passes in the D. Bruno Fernandes doesn't care about that. He will bang it to the volley. He will do anything there. And the thing about penalties, you're like, "Are penalty maar rahe." Yeah, when Aubameyang is missing penalties left, right, and center.
He goes invisible in big games is what I've noticed.
So who do you rate him with then, if not KDB? Like what league of midfielders would you rate him with?
That's a difficult question to answer. I don't have a name in my mind right now, but
Say my name.
KDB is back. His whippage balls are back. Everything about him is like he's 100% fit. KDB and Bruno for me already in the level.
Let me talk.
So debatable. Like I don't know. Would you say McTominay or someone?
Again, I would go back to that same that right back position problem we had. Just give me a second, bro.
this is exactly how Bruno disappears in big games, by the way, to our viewers. So who's gonna be a third midfielder?
I think since it's current form, I think Bernardo is a very simple one over there. Yeah.
Everyone thought that.
Moving on to our front three again. City doesn't really have a front three, but Sterling, I think, walks into that team.
Yeah, I think Sterling. I think it's going to be a very Sterling from there.
How about you? How about Sean names all the three up front and then I'll say.
Sure.
Yeah, who are the City right now? It's Sterling and who else? I mean, Jesus doesn't start every game, so I'm not sure.
Mahrez, right wing,
Foden,
and then Foden left.
No. So I think I would go with like I think Sterling has been playing as a number 9 position, right, for a while now.
No.
Rashford, Sterling, and Foden, which would I go with?
Do you think that's what United are lacking right now? Like you had these players who were just goal feeders. They just put in goals, bang, 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 and I mean, there was Rooney, there was Ronaldo, and all these players, and Rashford has just been feeding kids so far.
Good.
Yeah. If you had to pick Foden or Greenwood in your team, which one would it be? There's two bright English players. I mean, Foden has been really, really bad this season. I mean, he hasn't played enough, but it's not for Greenwood from that.
I think even he.
I mean, Greenwood has. I mean, the player we saw. I mean, he was just banging goals. He probably got like 10 goals last season. He hasn't been the same player this season. And
I think both of these players have been affected by the controversy that happened on the England squad. If I'm guessing both of you all know about it, the whole they called some girls home and stuff. And
we can come to the hotel, but I don't know how you're going to sneak us in.
I don't think it's going to be a problem of either or. They're definitely going to end up just playing with each other.
If you had to pick one,
like I said, like ability-wise, I think they're exactly the same. Like my loyalties lie with United, so I would choose Greenwood.
What about you?
I would go for Foden only, of course. But at the same time, I also feel for Sean, like he has to choose this. But I would say on like current basis, of course, Foden like has been exceptional, but also Greenwood. I have seen him play, and his striking
Yeah,
and the way he
very
finishes
clinical.
and everything. Yeah, it's Van Persie kind of feels,
Yeah,
like if
very similar to
That's
yeah, if he
that's
gets there, no, so it might be like very troubling for Premier League, of course.
Yeah. The
uh,
fact that a player can score with either leg is very scary for any
Yeah, of
striker.
course. Ambidextrous players are like very scary.
Insane.
And yeah, Greenwood is one of them. Yeah.
I would
Hopefully
have
he'll drop.
picked Saka for my team, but never mind.
Wow. No chance.
You would not
No,
make
I mean,
this
he has
team. You
better
would not make
stats.
he's
this
He
good.
team.
has
He's
better
good.
stats than
He's good.
Greenwood,
Saka is
and he's the guy's
on level of
19.
Foden and Greenwood.
So who's gonna be a striker for the team?
I'm a striker as well.
Yeah,
Sterling
Foden
up
definitely.
front and right. Foden left. Rashford, of course.
That's good. Yeah, it's very. I think I'm very settled on that front. Not. I do believe that a lot of the other clubs have like better attackers. Like on right wing, I think there are a couple of teams who have better players.
Of course, Son is a good.
I would happily have like a Son or a Salah or someone play there.
Or Bale has also returned now.
I'm not meant to die in here.
Yeah, damn.
So our front three is Sterling, Foden, and Rashford. A complete English trio.
Nice.
Yeah, prediction. I almost forgot prediction. Ritvik, what do you think?
For me, I guess 3-1. I know our defense, I know clean sheets. We can keep clean sheets, but then the past 2-3 games, Antonio and Cody goals, it was like so shambles. It was shambles. So I think we'll concede, but at the same time, I think we can score. We can also score 3. With Aguero being back and Jesus is also there, and Sterling, KDB, and everyone, I guess 3-1.
Sean?
The fan in me wants to say 2-1 to United. Again, I know that we will definitely concede. There's no doubt about it. But I think optimistically, I would say I'd go for a 1-1 draw. Like I really hope that's what goes through. My main thing is also because this City team has been very ruthless. It's not like they've been drawing or anything. They've just been like till the 90th minute.
1-1 by Sean and a 3-1 prediction by Ritvik. And that wraps up our video. Thank you for joining in, guys.
Thank you, man.
Let's see who
Sean,
wins the
bye-bye.
derby
Take care.
and what
Yes.
color Manchester is on Sunday.